So that's the latest when it comes to this entire Ukraine-Russian conflict, which is having rippling effects on many other countries and continents around the world. We'll be monitoring and we'll bring you updates on the continuous efforts by government to evacuate the citizens there. We know that at least 21 of them are ready to board flights back here to Accra, and when they touch down, we'll bring you those updates. Let's switch now to UTAG and the ongoing agitation on the university teacher front. We understand that lectures are supposed to have begun in many of the campuses today because of the continuous suspension of a strike by the Universities Association of Ghana, despite majority of campuses voting against this particular suspension. Earlier, the University of Ghana had indicated to management of a school their inability to return to the lecture halls because they sensed another strike was in the offing, and also the continuous engagement with government has not yielded any results yet. And so as a result of that, the Ghana Union of Students, NUGS, had raised concerns and described UTAG's situation or decision as unfair and disappointing. But now we understand lectures have begun on campuses of the University of Ghana. We'll be crossing over to speak to our colleague Judith Autritando, who has been on campus and has been speaking to some of the individuals. While we wait for Judith to join us, Julius Anthony, he is the General Secretary of NUGS, is joining us. This must come to you as good news that lectures are beginning this afternoon.
Yeah, it's a very good news to us. I'm highly elated about it. I mean, when I saw the communication from UTAG last night that they will not be resuming I was very furious, because I feel that if UTAG wants conversation to be had about their conditions of service for negotiations, but if they refuse to resume the strike, the teaching us the neck of the indicated to us, then their treatment of students would be unfair. So we are very glad that the lecturers are teaching. Last night, scores of students, came to campus. It was traffic on campus. So to ask those students to go back would have really been very, very bad. So we are very glad that we have decided to share.
And then I also want to know, do you have any updates at all on the ongoing engagements between the striking or the agitating lecturers and their employers, as well as the other parties involved in this?
Please, I didn't get your question.
Yeah, I'm asking if NUGS has any idea whatsoever about any headway that has been made in terms of the engagements between the lecturers and their employers and the other parties.
No, all that they are supposed to resume their other meetings. I think, that's what we know so far. But the lecturers are claiming that they do not pass. And I do not know what exactly is the reason why they do not trust the process, but we'll be making efforts to find that out.
Okay, thank you. Anthony Julius is the General Secretary of the National Union of Ghana Students, NUGS, speaking to us. We know in the Northern Regional Capital, lecturers have gone to the classroom, and my colleague Christopher Mako has been to the University of Development Studies, for example, where lectures are ongoing and lecturers have begun teaching.
On Friday, February 25th, the management of the University for Development Studies issued a statement indicating that lectures was going to begin today, Monday, February 28th, following the suspension of the 6-week-long strike by UTAG. We are here in the school to find out if lectures has actually begun, and also interact with students to find out their reactions to the suspension of the strike.
Much. As you asked, lectures began today, which is the 28th, as indicated earlier by the management of the school. We started our lecture around 7 and we just ended the first lecture, preparing for the next one. Nothing has changed, the usual lectures we used to have. However, looking at what has actually happened, we've lost a lot of study periods and we can't afford to go into the strike again. So we would really love if government could do something about the situation permanently, so that after the 2 weeks duration period they've given, we wouldn't go back into the strike again. Because as medical students, in fact, losing these study periods again is going to actually affect our studies, and we can't actually afford to.
That lectures has begun today, and then we had our first lecture at 7 o'clock, which we closed at 9, preparing for the next lecture at 11. And then because of the strike, things has been a little bit packed. Our timetable has been reversed. We've lost a whole lot of study periods, and then it's like there has been a lot of pressure on us because we have to actually prepare for midterm and then later on exams as well. So it has been brought a little bit of pressure upon ourselves. So we are just hoping and praying that this strike would just it will be on hold, and then government should do something about it and then stop the strike for us, because it's really putting a lot of pressure on us, and then we are really losing a lot.
Today it has been a great day because UTAG has suspended the strike for 2 weeks, and today being Monday, we are on 28th of February, we have started our first lecture. The HOD for that block, so UDSA, we do the block system. Those in the School of Medicine, we do the block system. So the HOD for the block, he came around, so we have our lecture. It was lovely. And the students, we really appreciate that. We are hoping that the government will be able to meet the demands of the lecturers, so that on 4th of March, they will call off the strike definitely.
So that's the situation on the campus of the University for Development Studies there. Now let's cross over to the University of Ghana, Legon, where my colleague Judith Tando has been stationed all morning. Judith, thank you for joining us. You can confirm that lectures have indeed begun on the University of Ghana campus?
Okay, yes, Komla, despite the statement issued by UTAG, the UG branch of UTAG earlier, lectures have actually begun. But from our checks, we realized that some lectures, although some lectures have begun, others have not. And those who have even resumed work, that's the lecturers who have resumed work, seem to be in the minority. So we spoke to some students who told us that they fear that this strike would continue because looking at what is happening, it does not look like their lectures would fully resume. So most of them are actually afraid that this will continue, and they are not happy at all about the situation. Some of them are non-residents. Some of them came or resumed from other parts of the country, other regions in the country, and have been spending money to live on campus, yet their lectures have not also come to work. But some of them are also, a bit happy because their lecturers have resumed work.
Thank you, Judith Tando, my colleague there on the campus of the University of Ghana. And we know that at least 8 of the universities voted against the UTAG-NEC decision to suspend the strike, and many more, at least 6 more universities are expected to present results of the referenda which took place to either decide whether to vote for or against the suspension of the strike, and also the way forward. We'll be monitoring that for you. We'll also engage leadership of UTAG subsequently for the way forward.